What inspires me to dance would be the fact that I kind of don't, this is going to sound kind of weird, but I kind of don't have a will to do anything else. I used to play sports. I used to play basketball my whole life. As far as I can remember, right around the end of high school, which is when I really started taking dance seriously. I kind of fell off of basketball. I really just don't have an urge to do anything else just because I know that dance makes me happy, and I like to live a life doing things that makes me happy instead of like doing stuff that I know will be secure, because I know that dance is not secure for anybody, no matter what they say. I actually started dancing just because of a small fascination. I, of course, do hip-hop. I do hip-hop. I am also a dance major in college, so I've done ballet and modern for about 7 years now. A lot of people don't know that I'm technically trained. They don't know that I've been taking ballet since high school, that I can point my feet, that I can do turns. That's kind of why for the last couple of World of Dance performances I didn't do like a hard like hip hop, throw my arms, I'm a goon kind of choreography. It's more like acoustic turns, breathing, long arms, all that stuff, just so that people can go, oh, I didn't know that. Sam was my roommate at the time. He was like, I just got into World of Dance, and I was like, oh, this is crazy. And then Chai was like, I got into World of Dance, and I was like, oh. And then Mona was like, I got into World of Dance, and I was like, okay, that's a lot of solos, guys. And I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. And then Taylor was like, I got a solo too, and I was like, okay, let me submit something, and I did, and I got the email, and I was like, I got into World of Dance, and I was scared out of my mind for that performance. But it went pretty good. I got a lot of good feedback from it, and then afterwards I emailed Myron, and I was just like, thank you for the opportunity to let me do World of Dance and stuff like that. I'm planning on submitting to a lot more World of Dances like around the country, so just thank you. And he hit me back up, and he was just like, dude, just let me know whichever ones you can do, and you're good to go. And I was like, I can do this. I gave him like a list of like 6 of them. I was like fundraising, and I was selling shoes, and I was just doing, as I was like trying to find sponsors, just to do it. And so I did Toronto. The order was Toronto, New Jersey, Boston, Chicago. At some point, I would like to be an industry dancer for World of Dance, or at least a part of the organization, whether it be like going with them and performing and stuff like that, because that means I get to share my dance with a lot of places instead of just like here. Well, America's Got Talent was a different story. I work with a company called ESP, Event Show Productions, and they book like a lot of corporate events, and they were submitting to America's Got Talent via video, and they were like, hey, do you want to be a part of this? And I was like, cool. And it ended up just blowing up. It just happened out of nowhere. They were like, cool, now we're going to Chicago, now we're going to Vegas, now we're going to New York. And I'm just like, what is happening here? So it really just happened out of nowhere. With that, it's cool because it's not just me. Like, I'm not like the center of attention. I'm more of like a part of a group, and I'm like a piece of the puzzle instead of like the whole picture and stuff like that. If you haven't seen it, it's television, and so we dance with like flat screen TVs, and we put them together to make a big picture, and then we do like formations and stuff like that. Pretty like high-tech stuff. For me, all the work that I do, I like to make it personal. Like, for some reason, like if it's to words of the music, I like to do whatever the artist is saying with my body. Like, I like to paint the picture. Like, if it's like, I'm gonna go drive my car up the street, I'm gonna go drive and then up and then something like that. Just because I feel like there's a correlation between music and dance. Whenever I'm creating a piece, I have to know literally like every single sound that's in the music, whether it be like a snare, a lift in the singer's voice, a small flute in the background. I just have to be able to hear it. Because if not, when I go back and I watch myself dancing to it, I think, oh, I could have hit that, I could have done that. I actually get that question a lot from like the younger dancers, and like they see me doing like World of Dance and stuff, and they're like, oh my god, how did you do it? And I was like, I just did it. A lot of, as of late, I've been getting a lot of like, oh my god, you're so cool. And I kind of I don't hate it, but it kind of makes me feel weird just because like the stuff that I'm doing, everybody can do. I'm not doing anything special. Like, I'm not going over the top. It's just like regular stuff like, hey, I see there's a show here. I'm gonna submit my work here, and if I get in, that's awesome. If I don't, I don't. I'm gonna speak to this person, talk about teaching here, and it's just little stuff that you just have to do to push yourself. Because if not, nobody else is gonna do it for you. Dancers that I look up to. So many. My crew. Right now, I can say that he's gonna get a kick out of this. He'll never let me live it down. But Sam Zero has actually influenced my style a lot. The metaphors I use in my choreography, the movements, like how picky I am with the stuff I do. It's mostly because of Sam, because when I first met him, I was like, how is it possible for a person to move this way? It's not okay. And I was like, I gotta figure out how to do this. So like, I try to push myself to that standard. In the grand scheme of things, life isn't about what others think, because at the end of the day, it's not anybody else living your life, it's you. Granted, family is important, your friends are important, and the influences that they have on you are important, but you also have to have the ability to think yourself and think what's best for you, because those people could go away and then you're stuck living the life that you don't want to because of somebody else. It's not even just dance, but if you just want to pursue something, that's already the reason for you to do it. I would like to have an impact toward, like, in regards of teaching. I like to perform, I like to battle and stuff, but the main thing that I like to do the most is teach, just because I feel like I have information and just stuff that I would be able to share well with others that will probably make them better dancers or even better people. I would love to just show people stuff that they haven't experienced before in a class. I take classes differently. Not take classes, but I teach classes differently. I don't just give you a combination, then have you give it back to me, and then we do groups, and then I do my solo, and you guys all cheer for me. Not to say that's bad, or that people who use that formula aren't good. For me personally, I like to have the people who take my class take something away from it other than just the movement, because, you know, unless you're gonna go to the club and the song comes on that I taught, you're not really gonna use the choreography. But if you pick up something like movement acquisition or musicality or body placement or figuring out where you take a class better, that's something that you can take on to like every class that you do. So that's something that I would like to set onto the dance community. This is Hans, and this is my style.
All she needed was